All right, guys, what's up? Welcome back to Average Shakes.
Welcome back.
That's it.
Wow, Trevor, you finally said a word before I asked you.
Yeah.
5 out of 10 today.
Vibes?
Yeah, read the hat.
Positive vibes only, Trevor. Yep, positive vibes. It's my birthday, everybody. Give it a round of
Happy
applause.
birthday.
Happy birthday
You don't have to
to
sing.
you.
39th birthday. How's it
Happy
feel?
birthday.
39, dude. Holy smokes. 24. It's my 24th. I'm
Kobe Bryant.
excited. Kobe. You know, my 24th year.
Robbie Cano year.
Do you feel any
Oh, Trevor, Robbie Cano year. That's controversial, dog.
Do you feel any
Oh,
older?
all right. We're recording this Wednesday
Fuck.
afternoon, more towards night, 9 o'clock at night. We are giving you our contenders versus pretenders.
Wow.
What teams in the major leagues of baseball, yeah, that's correct, are contenders for the World Series championship?
Or pretending to be.
Pretending at this point of the year to be.
Should we start off with the old team of the pod?
Yep. Let's go.
Mine as well.
Might as well start off with the Padres. They're not the best team in the league, but they're the team of this podcast. Get them away, get them done quickly. Padres are 30-20, 4-6 in their last 10, Trevor.
Yo, positive is this is exactly where I asked them to be at because I thought Tatis was going to come back this week. But it looks like that's delayed. But 30-20, 4-6 the last 10. It's been ugly. It has been ugly.
It's been a little ugly. I know they had the series versus the Pirates. Yeah, we beat the Pirates. Whoop-de-doo. Now, this prior series at this point versus the Cardinals, we get swept. Not good, but on the other side of the hand, we didn't lose any games in the standings wise because the Dodgers also get swept
By
by
3 games.
Honestly, predicting this podcast before the season started, the MLB predictions show whatnot. We put the Pirates as one of the worst teams in this league.
Yep. Sure did.
Still are.
Pirates just swept this series versus the Dodgers, and they also took the season series versus Dodgers. So I got 2 teams for you. This division is a 2-team race as of right now. So Dodgers are in first, Padres are in second.
Behind by 3.
Behind by 3 as of right now. Bad series, not good. Dodgers were hot before that. Dodgers were on like a 9 out of 10, so the Padres lost some ground. But we're starting off with the Padres. Padres are contenders or pretenders in your eyes, Trevor?
Obviously, I think they're contenders. The hitting comes and goes. That's one of the hardest things to do in all of sports is hitting a round ball with a round bat. And we are struggling to do that at the moment. I'll give a little props to Luke Voigt, who has increased his average. He's hitting the ball a little harder. But still, at the same time, when Manny Machado doesn't get any hits, when someone else doesn't get on base, it's all downhill for this team. No one else wants to step up and claim, like, I'm the dog. I'm that dog. So
I agree with you, Trevor. This team, the Padres, are contenders. I'm not going to say they're pretenders. This team's good. I'm going to say out. Just plain out and simple. Team's good.
Yeah, and the cliche they say is defense wins championships, and that is literally translates to all sports. Pitching is defense in this case.
Yes.
Padres have a top 5 rotation, top 5 bullpen. When it gets to the 9th inning, I'm
Bullpen's
very
shaky. I'm not going to say they're top 5 bullpen.
Yeah, but when it gets
been shaky.
saves wise, closer wise, we have a top 5.
Closer wise, yeah, the closer is locked down. But
I'm very confident when we get to the 9th. But Taylor Rogers even has been shaky in the last like week, basically.
yeah,
No big deal.
So,
We go through rough patches.
The Padres need a little help, but they are contenders. Roman, are the Padres contenders in your eyes for the World Series?
Absolutely. We're 30-20 without our best player. Bats will roll around when he comes back. I mean, got the best starting pitcher in the league. I feel like right now they're shoving. Once the hitting comes, we'll be gravy.
Yeah, and hitting is one of those things that it's very contagious. Once one guy starts hitting, you get a couple hits in a row. All of a sudden, everyone feels like they can hit the ball, and now it's fucking amazing.
That's exactly why we're losing games by only scoring 1 run, but then when we win games, we're scoring 10, 12.
Yeah,
People
and
are
you brought up a good point. They're 30-20 without their best player even playing an inning. That's obviously huge.
Yeah,
he's only going to make them better.
I agree.
Only up from here.
Fernando Tatis makes his team so much better, and I'm praying for the end of this month we face the Dodgers at the end of the month.
Hopefully he's back.
First, or the last day of June, first week of July, we face the Dodgers. Padres face the Dodgers.
Yeah, and I was trying to look at the schedule. So we go home on Monday. He's supposed to get another like MRI to see how his wrist is doing. How long do you think it's going to take for him to get like game ready? 2-3 weeks of swinging the bat.
He's been doing this for a long time. It's not going to take him too long to get right back into it.
I'm hoping a week or two, to be honest with you.
That sounds about
I'm
perfect.
2 weeks tops. This guy's back in uniform.
Once he's been doing everything else, running, fielding. I'm sure he's throwing. I don't know if he can, but he has a cannon. It doesn't matter.
Non-throwing hand. It's glove hand.
Yeah,
so that's why they're not like hitting ground balls. They're like tossing them.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Padres.
But he's throwing, so he can throw.
Yeah,
he'll be fine. Week or two, he'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He'll be in the batting cages for a straight week. He'll be good.
It's literally only the swing at this point.
Would you put him in a rehab game?
Yes,
maybe.
I'll throw him.
We got to go to that game. We got to go to that game.
I don't know what stadium and what facility and what city. I know he's been spending a lot of time in Arizona. You know, during the Padres' normal away games, he's been there in Arizona at the spring training facility. But as of recently, like this past home or away stand, I should say, at the Cardinals, St. Louis, he was there. He was in the dugout one night.
He's thick boy.
Love seeing him in the dugout too.
I love it. But at the same time, this team misses him a lot. I need him ready as soon as possible, ASAP.
And ASAP. Before we move on, is there any doubt in the hitting coach, any of the coaches?
I mean, yes, in the hitting coach, because it's his first season. There's obvious struggles. I'm not getting rid of any coaches because I trust Bob, and this is a staff that he put together and he's helped for. This is definitely a problem in the Padres' eyes. The hitting, I mean, pitching's been outstanding as much as you could say. Pitching's been unreal. Like to have the most quality starts in the league is absolutely unreal. Padres have it.
And we've been having guys who have these weird ass injuries. They need an ejection. I mean, they're out 2 days. Like, what the hell is going wrong? What the hell is going
Machado, on? As of recently, had the
Will Myers
issue. Will Myers has a knee issue.
Balls are dead.
There's been some injuries, but this team is contender for sure. Tatis is back at the end of the month, start of next month. It's June. Contenders.
Absolutely.
I talked about the Dodgers just briefly.
I think we all think they're contenders.
Or pretenders.
I think we all think they're contenders.
I think they're contenders, but if they play the Pirates, they're pretenders.
Yeah, just got swept by the Pirates. I mean,
they get swept by the Pirates today.
First time in 22 years.
Yep. But at the same exact time, as much as Manny Machado has been an MVP in the conversation for MVP, so has the Dodgers' Mookie Betts. Mookie Betts did not start off the season very hot. He was not in MVP category. All of a sudden, he is. Now, Mookie Betts is back in the MVP category. He scored almost 16 more runs than Machado. He has 3 less hits, same amount of doubles, not the same triples, which is kind of funny.
Last 7 days, he has 9 hits, 3 home runs, 3
But
RBIs.
And the year to date, Manny has half the amount of homers. That's what's crazy to me right now. Manny Machado has 8 home runs. Mookie Betts has 16.
Yes, sir.
At his size. Are you
second
kidding
in the
me?
league?
Mookie Betts is a very small guy in this league. He's puny. What? We're gonna call him 5 foot nothing, $150. Manny Machado's double cheeked up every night, every Saturday afternoon, double cheeked up. That fool's 240, probably like 6'4", and has the best glove on this side of the Mississippi.
Launch angle. That's all it is.
Yeah, it's launch angle, but are the Dodgers getting better baseballs than the Padres? Because I damn sure think the Blue Jays are. Because I seen some mediocre swings go miles in Toronto.
I wonder what the penalty is if teams don't put the baseballs in the humidor. Or I wonder if you can sneak, like, somehow, like, fake that. I don't know how, but that'd be
if
cool.
It's possible or not.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I think the Padres are getting screwed on the humidor situation, the humidor, whatever you want to call it.
I think Manny Machado's responsibilities are just bigger. Every time he steps up to the plate, in the back of his mind, he's saying, I got to get a hit. I'm the only one on the team that's hitting. Mookie Betts goes up to the plate, and he has free range to hit a double, single, triple, whatever he wants.
No, yeah, it's very hard
every time.
It's very hard to continue what Manny's doing. Obviously, this far this season, I never would have thought Manny would be hitting 340. Like the season he's having.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he's very consistent in getting, like, Manny Machado is very consistent, showing up every day, giving you good at bats, whether it be.
Guys, we moved on from the Padres. We were talking about the Dodgers at this point. Are they contenders, pretenders?
We know.
We were just filling in, backtracking a little bit.
Yeah, but we were talking about the number 1 team in this division.
We already talked about the Dodgers. We don't need to talk about it anymore.
We talked about the Padres already.
And the Dodgers. We've all said contenders. Next team.
Contenders.
Let's go.
Both.
I don't need to talk about Mookie Betts. He sucks.
He's pretty good right now, and so is Freddie.
He told me to fuck off one time. I don't like him.
All right, whatever. Let's move on because we already hit the top 2 teams. I mean, the Giants will hit along a little later. I'm going to move to another division. Padres just faced the Cardinals, got swept. They are not the first place team in that division, but they're a very good team in this league. Are the Cardinals contenders or pretenders? And let me remind you, their rotation is not that good. It's been their bullpen. They're undefeated this season when they have the lead past the 7th inning, middle of the 7th. So if you're at their house and they have the lead during the 7th inning, it's been locked down this year. Hensley, Gallegos. I mean, they got some lockdown guys over there. Are the Cardinals contenders or are they pretenders?
Is there a word for in between? You're not contenders, but you're not pretenders.
Just tenders.
I don't know. They're 29 and 21. They don't have Jack Flaherty, who's obviously their ace on that team. Adam Wainwright, surprisingly for a 40-year-old man, same age as Bob, has been shoving all year. So I don't know. And they got some old guys. Yeah, Paul Goldschmidt has been on a tear. Nolan Arenado has been having a phenomenal season as well.
Paul Goldschmidt is the player of the month. We hyped up Manny the last podcast a couple days ago.
Yeah.
But it is No doubt, Paul Goldschmidt right now.
For sure.
In 48 games, 184 at bats. He's batted a 353 and has 11 bombs, 27 doubles, 65 total hits. 65.
God damn.
Crazy.
What is his hit streak at? 29?
Yeah, something like that. Almost.
I mean, that's almost a whole fucking month.
Yeah, more than
hit
half the games.
43 RBIs.
So, yeah, I'm going to say the Cardinals are contenders. The way their bats are lined. You know, you got the Goldschmidt, the Nolan Arenado, but you have so many guys in that farm.
Yeah, that one dude has Nolan Gorman came up instantly.
Yes.
Raking.
Yes. They have a lot of guys. Neuter threw out freaking who I thought was supposed to be the Padres' fast guy.
Yeah, slow. He's slow.
Absolutely hoses Ozakar at home.
He had no chance.
The Cardinals have a good clubhouse vibe. They have a good family. They mesh really well.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they'll always find a way. They always do. They're always in the fucking playoffs. I don't know how their teams, I don't know. They're really good at finding a way to win. So obviously they're contenders.
Started off very, very good. He is vastly slowed down. But at 281 with 10 homers, 35 RBIs, he's raking. Like, still, I'm not going to take anything away from him because when he got traded from Coors to the Cardinals, everybody and their mother talked about how the Coors effect was going to affect him. Coors effect. He's been awesome away from Coors the last season. He was better than Goldschmidt. Now, all of a sudden, Goldschmidt's on a tear. This team's good. Everyone could say the Brewers are better. Yeah, their pitching's good. Like you said, Trevor, Cardinals haven't seen Flaherty all year. As soon as they get him back,
game over.
I think it's game over. Their bats are so much better than the Brewers. Yeah, the Brewers are a good team. Their pitching's very good. Woodruff, Peralta, Corbin Burns. You have the guys over there pitching wise, but that lineup, any day you pick is worse than the Cardinals. Cardinals lineup will be better every day of the week.
Yeah, and I mean,
Yelich is not Yelich. I mean, we all love Yelich, and the entire MLB freaking loves him. Literally, oh my God, Christian Yelich. Oh my God. Yeah. He's nowhere near the MVP form he once was.
No.
Neither is Bellinger.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I think teams with better pitching overall tend to last a little longer throughout the season.
Because they pitch every 5 days.
The hitting catches up with you. Like, yes, Paul Goldschmidt is on a tear. Yes, they're raking. But, I mean, it's very hard to expect that all season. So that's where I think the argument of Brewers versus Cardinals comes into play. Because as dominant as a pitcher as you can be, you can control the game. No matter how good the other team's hitting.
Milokis, or whatever you want to call him.
Miles Mikolas.
He's been dominant this year. Like, everyone was talking about Flaherty gone and the Brewers' dominant roto. Mikolas has been better than every single one of the Brewers pitchers as of late this season. Like, I know every year baseball's such a dominant stat sport. Like, yeah. Football, you see the players once a week and you could give them the roundabout base. You got 17 regular games. That's it. Baseball has 162 stats. The calculations matter.
And the Cardinals
we've looked at, I think, Yelich in such a bright light for so long because of one season. I don't think Yelich is that good. I think the Cardinals are more of a contender than the Brewers as of right now. That lineup is so powerful. The pitching will come. Flaherty is going to come back. I really think the Cardinals are more of a contender. By the way we played them. We played the Brewers a lot better. The Cardinals felt like they shut us down.
Yeah.
As a Padre fan, it felt like the Cardinals had the control all 3 games the entire time. Padres led both games, 1-0, 2-0. They led games. It didn't feel like the Padres had control in my eyes. It felt like the Cardinals controlled the series from pitching to hitting. I mean, yeah, maybe because it was in St. Louis, but
the Cardinals have 3 pitchers right now, starters that are under a 3 ERA. So anytime I see a 2 in front of someone's ERA, that automatically in my mind, I'm like, damn, they're shoving. They are literally on point. They have half their rotation under 3, and then the 4 and 5 guys are usually we need a spot start here. We need someone else.
And they don't go the full, quality starts 6 innings, but they don't go a full 5 to get the W. They're going 3 innings, and then we have a loaded pen. The Cardinals play a great game right now. Shenny, if you're, as a Padre fan or as a baseball fan, contenders, pretenders, who is more of a contender than a pretender in that? I mean, they're both contenders. I'm going to get that out of the way. Those 2 teams are the only contenders in that division.
Yeah.
But are you going to say Cardinals or Brewers? Who's more of a contender?
More? I don't know. It's very hard because you look at it as 1 game wild card. Who do you want to face? Corbin Burns or Adam Wainwright / the Cardinals bullpen? As a Padres fans, we've seen the Cardinals in the playoffs multiple times. I don't know right now, honestly. I really don't know who I consider more. I would say they're equally the same in my opinion.
They're very close. I mean, I'm not gonna judge you on that, but my knowledge and aspect of the game, I'm gonna say the Cardinals are a better team at this point. I think that lineup in this day and age, hitting matters so much. It feels like pitching is the outlier. You have good pitching, but what's the lineup doing right now? Baseball is such a low, average and homers and scoring runs rate. If you have a good team, a good lineup, solid guys, everyone's working, I like that more than pitching right now in this day and age.
And did you know, I heard on the broadcast during the week, Albert Pujols leads all MLB history in ground and double plays.
Damn, does he?
Yeah, I really didn't know that. And Mark Grant said it because there was a double play opportunity, and I was like, holy shit, that's fucking nuts. But
that's crazy.
And that's terrible. I mean, I love Albert, and I'm here for his Hall of Fame. This is supposedly the last year. Cardinals.
I feel like he's definitely making this team better.
Yeah, I mean, they
sure.
beat us because of him multiple at bats.
Yeah,
he had the game-winning RBIs, I think, twice.
I think he had 3 RBIs in this whole series, and they were all game-winning.
So, I mean, I think this Cardinals lineup bangs, dog. It fucks.
I'm gonna have to go Cardinals over the Brewers for the contenders.
I mean, I'm not gonna. Right now, I won't argue with that, but at the same time, if say you take Goldschmidt out or Arenado out, the best hitter on their team is Harrison Bader.
At the same time, if you do the same thing with Padres,
I understand the Padres are
Machado or Eric Hosmer out of that lineup. They're bottom of the barrel team.
Yeah, I know, but I think the Brewers hitting wise, you take Yelich out, I think they're fine.
You take Colton Wong out,
I think they're fine.
I think they're fine, yes, but I don't think they're as good.
Rowdy Tellez is their best hitter right now. He's batting a 220 something.
But he mashes right now. Rowdy, he's mashed the last 2 months.
247, 10 home runs, 36 RBIs.
He was on a fat tear for a minute.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to our next team. I'm going to give you, before the Mets, I'm going to go Braves. Braves and then Mets. The Atlanta Braves, they're sitting 24-27, a couple games out of 500, and they're the reigning champs. Move on. Freddie Freeman leaves. They get a new first baseman, Alonso, or I didn't say that right.
Olsen.
Sorry. I don't know why I said Matt Olson. I don't know why I said fucking Alonso. Funny. Matt Olson. I mean, Austin Riley obviously isn't performing. Matt Olson isn't performing as well as everyone thought either. But a couple games under 500. They're still, I mean, they're 10 games out of the division right now behind the Mets. Are the Braves contenders or the pretenders?
I think they're contenders. I think this team is well built. I think they just haven't reached their full stride yet. Some of their players are struggling a little bit in the beginning of this season, but it's the Braves. We've counted them out for the past 2 years, and they've surprised us. I mean, they got Azuna back. They got good players. I think they're contenders.
I think the Braves just need to get second place. I think their main worry is beating the Phillies because the Mets, I think they're going to be the division winners in this division. Because you got to think the Mets are about to get Scherzer and DeGrom back within the next 2 months, month probably.
And then they're for sure.
I mean, they're going to run away with it. So I think
way.
the Braves right now, their main competition is we need to just beat the Phillies. We need to be second place. Because I think they added the extra wildcard team, right?
Yes, they did. And I want to intervene here because I personally think the Phillies are the fucking bad news bears of the league. Like, the Phillies are atrocious at defense. Their bullpen is a hot garbage fire. And then their roto is the only halfway decent thing they got going for them. I think the Phillies, the way they're built is garbage.
I mean, that's their GM's go-to.
Yes.
Let's go all in and let's see what the fuck happens.
And, he's seen success. I mean, he took the Marlins to a World Series. Red Sox won a World Series. Phillies president of baseball operations, Dave Dombrowski, is very smart in this league. But this team is not built correctly.
And I'm hearing
it's
a
only
lot
halfway
of
his fault. It's only halfway his fault.
I'm hearing a lot of slander on Joe Girardi. Is he like fucking up somehow? Like, I don't know how he could really fuck up. I think he's just the
fall guy, man. I think
Is this his first year though? Or he was last year?
He's been, I think this is his third. Second or third at least. It's not his first for sure. But I just think the manager is always the fall guy, especially when the president of baseball operations was hired after. Like, this wasn't his choice of manager. So he's always going to be the fall guy. But the Phillies, I mean, they were all in. You got Castellanos, you got Schwarber. Year before, you got JT Realmuto.
You already have the reigning
you got
MVP.
Bryce Harper. In one of those years, you also signed Zach Wheeler. Like, they've been in every free agent deal. Every single one of them. Phillies. The last 5 years, the Phillies have came out on top of free agency. They've been the number one free agency team. I'll go ahead and say that. They go and sign some of the best guys out of the bullpen. They suck. They end up, I mean, Bryce Harper was an MVP. That's because it was already written before. Bryce Harper it was destiny. I mean, he was the youngest guy on the ESPN cover. Bryce Harper was already destiny written for him. He was an MVP of the league before he made it. But the rest of it, is that Phillies team a contender? No
shot.
That's my first pretender of this series. I'm gonna say Mets contender. It's opposite of last year. They're not gonna fall off, like you said, Trevor. DeGrom and Scherzer are gonna be back within a month. They have a 10.5 game lead as of tonight, June fucking 1st.
Only gonna pull away.
Mets are real. They have an unreal lineup. Polar Bear, Lindor. They signed Marte. They signed a bunch of dudes.
Escobar.
They signed the A's guy who I like a
Chris
lot.
Bassett.
Chris Bassett and
Chris
Kana.
Bassett.
Traded for Bassett, but Mark Kana, I liked a lot. Like that Mets team is good. Contender.
Yeah,
Contender.
Mets for
The
sure
Braves,
contender.
in my eyes, they're on the. This is the hardest pick for me. I mean, we haven't talked about the Giants yet, but Braves are hard.
I think the Braves will beat the Giants in like a 3-game series, like in playoffs. I think they could.
Yeah, if they
Yeah.
were to play each other, the Braves, I think, are better than the Giants.
The Braves still have like big names, Ronald Acuna, Ozzy
Acuna
Albies.
That's what I'm
hasn't even
saying.
got off
Well-built
yet.
team. Well-built team for
A
sure.
well-built team for especially the future.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
Acuna has to overcome injury. They have a lot of their pitching staff was also injured within the last 2 seasons. Like,
Yeah.
they have a lot of
Yeah.
injuries. Yeah, they won the World Series last year, and they honestly should have the year before when the Dodgers won. They were up 3-1 in that series.
Yeah.
They should have won that. And I know all my Dodger fans are cussing me out right now, but yeah, they should have. But I mean, Freddie's moved on, other guys moved on. I have moved on. But in my eyes, Philadelphia Phillies are
Pretender.
right now the biggest upset in the league. They are pretenders in my book every day of the week.
Just looking at the standings, the Pirates have Pirates do have a better winning percentage than the Phillies at this moment, June 1st.
Yes, they have played a little bit less games, but they have the same amount of wins.
Yeah, same amount of wins.
Same amount of wins as the Philadelphia Phillies as of June 1st.
Even the Rockies have more wins than the Phillies.
That's disgusting. The entire NL West have more wins than the Phillies, and they spent the most amount of money this offseason.
Yep.
Trevor, that's why Girardi's the fall guy, is because he obviously cannot control this clubhouse. They spent the most amount of money. They have like the best. They had the dream offseason for me.
Yeah, they did.
That was the dream offseason. They signed the bullpen. They went hard on the outfield, DH type guy. They went all in. And right now, they have a worse record than the fucking Rockies, who Chris Bryant's played a day for 2 games. You're kidding.
Yeah, that's very embarrassing.
Pretenders.
Phillies are officially pretenders, period.
Hurt.
All right. We got to 90% of the playoff teams who are on the line. Last team I want to talk about before we talk about the AL. San Francisco Giants.
I hate Tommy Pham because ever since Tommy Pham slapped Jock, they have been on a fucking tear. It feels like the more you talk about the Giants, the better they be getting. It's very annoying. Their pitching is obviously gonna always be super good. Carlos Rondon, you know exactly what's coming, and you still can't hit it. That guy throws like 80% fastballs, and you still cannot touch him.
Rodon has one bad start, but he's been good overall. And then Webb's also been pretty good overall the course of the year. They do have some injury, like some guys. They have some guys on the injured list.
They have no Brandon Belt. Brandon Crawford, obviously, we expected this having a down year.
Yeah, that's the one thing I kind of wanted to dive deeply into is Brandon Crawford. Man, oh man, Trevor, were we fucking right about a dude?
I don't know.
Where the fuck did 2021 come out of?
He swung at a pitch so far out of the zone today. It just baffled me. How was he so good last year? Brandon
Crawford has played in 46 games, 167 at-bats. He's batting a .216 with 4 homers, if I could line this up right. 4 homers, 5 doubles, 5. 36 hits. Man, Wilmer Flores is having a better season than Brandon Crawford. Where the fuck did 2021 come from?
I really have no idea. It blows my mind the season he had last year.
Blows my mind what the Giants were able to do last year, when this year we're 50 games in.
And Giants fans will say, "Oh, we don't have Kevin Gausman. We don't have blah blah blah." But their team really isn't that much different from last year than it is this year.
Upgraded from Gausman. We talked about this before the year. You got Rendon, who was awesome versus entire league except Cardinals. And then you added Jock Peterson, who absolutely has been on a tear since he joined the Giants. I mean, he's played in 41 games, has 12 homers, 29 RBIs, 4 doubles, and 33 hits. Like
the other guy they lost, Buster Posey, who apparently was their whole team because he's gone, and Joey Bart's hitting 153 with 4 home runs and 7 RBIs.
Yeah,
Bart is worse than Grisham, and Grisham has been horrendous.
Bart has been very bad, and this entire team in general has not been very good. Like, I mean, Luis Gonzalez has been the best Giant of the year, and he's one of their like top prospects. I guess he's 26 years old.
Yeah, he has. His numbers look good. He doesn't play every day.
Yeah, Yaz is having a comeback year. 295. Jock Peterson batting 268, 12 bombs. After that, the everyday players: Slater 250, Wilmer Flores 255, Brandon
Evan Longoria
228. Evan Longoria had a couple good games, but I mean, he doesn't play every day.
And they get weird production from like the Thairo Estrada dude, who he's hitting he's like their second best hitter if you take Jock off the team.
Yeah, I don't ever understand the Giants, and I don't think I ever will. I'm gonna put the Giants as pretenders.
I was gonna say what?
I don't think the longevity of the season, like, officially is gonna work out. Like last year, we talked about it. They had some magic. I don't know where it came from. They had better numbers last year than they do now at this point of the year. You had guys absolutely killing it. I mean, Buster Posey is a Hall of Famer, and he had one top 3 of his best seasons of all time last year.
Yeah, and it's rare. It's super rare for Hall of Famers to have top 3 season their last year. I can name 2 off the top of my head, and that's really it. Big Papi and him.
Brandon Crawford had the best year of his entire career last year. And then we're back to like the 2020 numbers. Yeah, Darren Ruff, absolutely terrible this year. Last year, he was an all-star. Like, awesome.
Yeah, and I mean, it's nice seeing them.
And the Giants are still 5 games over 500. Yeah, they're still playing a good game. Their manager is acting a wee bit sour, a wee bit weird. Not going to talk about that on the pod. But the Giants, I'm going to say pretenders, man. They were good last year. They came back. They rallied. They were good for an entire season. But they started off great.
Yeah.
This year, they're starting off 5 games over 500. Not that good. Padres are 10 games over, and I'm angry because we just got swept. No, the Giants are not playing their best ball.
Yeah,
and neither are the Dodgers and neither are the Padres. So, I mean, we're doing this on June 1st. In 1 month, we could revisit this.
And it could be all different.
Opposite.
Yes, sir.
Complete opposite.
Jenny, you have any last words about the NL before we switch to the AL?
I'm just looking, and we covered really the top 2 teams in each division. Honestly, if you put the Giants against the Braves in a 1-game playoff to find a wild card spot, say they tie at the end of the year and they have to play a 1-game winner makes playoffs, I definitely do see the Braves winning.
Braves win 9 out of 10 times right now.
Yeah, I can see that, but I don't know. The Giants they're always weird. Jock is really streaky. We kind of know that. But what he's doing right now is not like normal. Like he usually doesn't go 5 home runs in like 3 games. He usually doesn't get slapped in the face by Tommy Pham and turn into fucking Iron Man. So
He's the only contender on that team for sure. Everybody else pretenders.
yeah, but I don't see them getting rid of him either. I think they need him if they want to win.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And I would love Jock. If we had a guy on the Padres hitting 12 home runs as an outfielder, and how much does he cost? About 3 mil, 5 mil, maybe.
Yeah, I want to say 4 to 6 million.
Yeah,
and we talked about him. I think every
time, every podcast in the offseason.
We asked for Jock Peterson, and maybe it was a Tommy Pham thing and whatnot, whatever. I could give a rat's ass.
Yeah, maybe that gift that he sent about the Padres is what turned us away from. Oh, he doesn't like us. He's not a big.
I would be angry if that was it, but
yeah, if that was the reason.
Those are our contenders and pretenders. Are there any sleepers that you want to watch out that we didn't miss? I mean, we talked about.
No, I really don't think the Pirates are good. I don't think the Diamondbacks are good.
The Pirates are the 3rd best team in the Central for the first time in I think 10 years, an entire decade.
Yeah, the Cubs are really bad. The Marlins, they're young. They're not gonna be. They really won't get better this year. They need good starts to be good, and they didn't get it. The Nationals are absolutely horrendous.
Nationals announced that they're not trading Juan Soto. Period.
Just it's smart if you want to.
If you want more in the deal,
yeah.
If you want a sweeter pot,
yeah.
How pissed is Juan?
He's not even mad. He already won a World Series.
He's chapped.
I think he's chapped. He was hoping.
He's young, still wants to win, man. I think he's chapped. The team has gone in the opposite way.
Yeah, and in his situation, I mean, he won like his 2nd year in MLB. He won a World Series. When young guys get a taste of winning like that, that's really what they expect. Yeah, that's what they expect. But a very smart move by the Nationals and his agent saying we're not trading him. Because every time I hear something like that, we don't want to trade him. We're not going to move him. All of a sudden, boom, he's gone. What happened 2 weeks ago when you said he's on our team forever? But Juan Soto he's so good at hitting the ball. He has the best
top 5 player in the sport.
He has the best 5 vision.
He's a top 5 player in the sport.
I'm pretty sure he leads the league in walks per at bat, walks rate, whatever, walk percentage, if that's what you want to call it. Gets on base. He's a dog. Kid fuck.
Got a good eye for the ball.
Kid fuck.
Yeah. And especially you would expect him to lead the league in walks when he's the only hitter on the team.
Yeah.
I would much rather face Nelson Cruz than Juan Soto.
With one guy on a double play opportunity than Juan Soto.
10 times out of 10.
Absolutely. 11 times.
All right. Let's move on. American League. I'm going to start off. We ended with the Giants, a 3rd place team that could definitely win the division. I'm going to start off with a 3rd place team that could definitely win the division. Tampa Bay Rays. Are they contender or are they pretender?
I'm going to put a little jinx on myself because I hate the Rays. So I'm going to say they're contenders because they prove me wrong every year. And the jinx it would be is they're not contenders. But right now I'll say they are contenders because Shane Clanahan, whatever his name is, has been on an absolute tear. He is their ace, and they don't even have Shane Boz, who has been hurt all year. They always find ways to win. They always produce good players. I don't know what is going on with the Rays. They have literally perfected analytics. They know what guys can do what in certain situations. They're really good. Their manager loves doing that, pulling guys when they have no hits in the World Series Game 6. They love just doing the most crazy shit. So
yeah, and I'm agree with you. I'm gonna say they're contenders. Yeah, they're playing at way above 500 baseball. They're third in the division, but they're 29-21. They're gonna start playing the Yankees more often now at this point of the year because they haven't really played them up to this point. But I think they're a great team. And you mentioned Shane Baz. I'm gonna mention Glass now. They haven't seen Glass now all year. They might not in towards the playoffs or maybe not till next year, but just the thought of him in my mind, I'm gonna say this is a contender. I'm gonna say that if there's a slight chance Glass now comes back, this team is very good. He is a dominant pitcher in this league, and the way they win right now, analytically, bullpen wise, dependent, you know, you're going to have those late comeback wins because it's not the best offense. They didn't go sign the top dog this year. They didn't add a story, Trevor Story. You know, they didn't make these moves, but the Rays are always in it, and I'm not going to count them out for a second of it.
I mean, their best hitter right now is Wander Franco, who's 21.
21, dog.
He's hitting 270 with 4 bombs, 19 RBIs. That's literally their best hitter on the team.
And I'm gonna put faith in that Rays team that don't matter. They'll get it done.
I'm gonna go Pretenders.
Oh my God! Guess who leads the Rays in home runs?
G-Man Choi.
Kevin Kiermaier. You ever heard of that guy?
Yes.
Center fielder.
Center fielder. All he does is catch the ball. He literally hasn't been able to hit in the last 4 years, and he leads the Rays in home runs.
Yeah, this whole team has been hitting pretty well. I'm gonna go Pretenders. The bats are working really well. They don't even have their best pitcher, like Bob said, and they're third in their division.
What's your biggest worry if you're gonna go Pretenders of this Rays team?
Analytics finally catches up to them. Analytics is really I don't know. I was listening to a podcast, no free shout outs, but I think it was Busting with the Boys. I know they're a football pod, but analytics only shows so much. Like you can't tell if that guy was going through some shit, the intangibles of what's going on, like through the game. Say he had
I mean, there's 162 games in like 185 days.
Yeah, and they're very good at
you can't predict the future. You can't base a guy's performance on one night.
Yeah.
Like maybe his girlfriend broke up with him. Maybe like shit happens, life happens.
Yeah. And analytics doesn't calculate that type of stuff. So, I mean, the
shredder on MLB Network does not calculate feelings. Calculates how many ground balls you field in fucking 162 games.
Yeah. Oh my God. What the fuck? The Rays have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys on their team that have a save recorded. 7 different players.
They're not really a closer dominant team. They're matchup heavy, dog. They're going to play the situation. If you pitch yesterday, you're not pitching today. And if it's a lefty on the bump or at the plate, it's going to be a lefty at the bump, the Rays are very analytically based and dominant. They went to a World Series in 2020 based on analytics alone.
And even though they've had so much success the last 5 years, they still have no fan base. Their stadium sucks. Like that's it's crazy to me.
No money like that. It's terrible. There's a real problem with Tampa Bay.
Real problem. They're 8th in errors.
Tom Brady.
32 errors this season. Probably lost in a lot of games.
Not just that. It's that they're just not a baseball town. That's why the past couple of years they've talked to bring a baseball team back to Montreal and Canada, and that's in the works. And everything's in the works because The Rays are a very good team, and maybe the MLB makes them good to try to get them fans, but nobody shows up to those games.
Kind of like the only team with no star on their team. Like Randy Rosarena is probably their best, like maybe most well-known player.
Yeah, I mean it's Glass
Can't be
now, but he's hurt.
Glass now too. Yeah, can't be a fan of that team.
You know, it's
No,
hard.
I mean, you
It's
look
hard
at all
without
these.
a superstar. It's hard
Yeah.
not paying the guys you've grown. You know,
Yeah.
Austin Meadows was grown there. You see him in the Detroit Tigers uni now.
Blake Snell.
Blake Snell was grown there. Won a Cy Young there. He's in a Padres.
They just ship him.
There's a, you know, Evan.
Imagine how good their team would be.
Evan Longoria was on this team when this became a franchise in the MLB. Not even 10 years later, he's on a different franchise or in a different uni.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy how teams treat players because we're such a big NFL podcast as well as MLB. Check us out back. It's backdated at this point. But teams are operated so differently.
Yeah.
You know, Big Ben was the Steelers quarterback for how many years because of what?
He won.
He won. So they stuck with him. You know, those type of guys stay.
They find a way to get a deal done. The Rays have never found a way to get a deal done.
No, and that's not just the Rays. It's a lot of teams. Garrett Cole finally dominated with the Astros after years and years of shit pitching on the fucking Pirates. And he just goes and leaves. 2 seasons after he wins Cy Young. 2 seasons after the ring.
Hey, shout out Manny Margot, leads the Rays in RBIs.
Shout out Manny Margot, former pod.
I think he has the highest batting average.
You know, Trevor, I think we talked about this off pod, but you said that the Padres have built multiple organizations in this league. I mean, yes, if you're a true fan, maybe you could point it out of other teams. Shout us out and tell us. But it feels like the Padres have the most players in the major leagues not on their team that were homegrown.
Yeah, and like really good players.
The Mariners, their best players, former Padres. Ty France, their best overall player.
Yep.
Drafted, raised by Padres. Tucupita Marciano of the fucking Pittsburgh Pirates. The Pirates just swept the goddamn Dodgers. The team I said last week was the best team in baseball got swept by the fucking Pirates. How stupid I look. But the Pirates are built off a lot of former Padres. Tucupita Marciano had back-to-back games with homers to be the Dodgers, former Padre. The Pirates closer, who everybody in the MLB is talking about, everyone wants, David Bednar, former Padre.
Yes.
The Rays.
It's crazy.
Catcher, Mejia, Padre. Patino, Padre.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Cardinals.
A lot of Brewers.
A lot of Brewers, man.
Lauer, Ulis Urias, Hunter
Perdomo,
Renfroe.
I've seen Renfroe. There's a lot of teams in this league that have backbones.
Damn, imagine if we kept all these players. That would be crazy.
I mean, maybe right now at this moment we would be just as good as we are, but I still like we had to make those moves to get certain people.
As good as we are, yeah, you're right.
It's a weird business and weird like trade. You literally it's a trade. It's literally we traded these so we can get Manny Machado.
Yeah,
like,
but some of those guys like a Ty France for Austin Nola, you don't reverse that trade in a heartbeat.
No, exactly.
In a heartbeat.
I do. I reverse that trade every day of the week.
Every single day. And I saw a tweet and I do not agree with this tweet at all, but I did see it and it said Austin Hedges has 4 home runs. Victor Caratini has 4 home runs. Someone else has 3 home runs, and then Alfaro and Nola have a combined 3 home runs.
Yeah, I saw that. And that's it. It's terrible because, before the season started, we had an episode where we just shit on Preller. We had a full on Preller sucks episode, it feels like.
Country concert going,
Yeah. Guy was at a country concert, started making trades.
I thought it was Dua Lipa.
Dua Lipa, whatever.
Counting more with her than just a feature.
Yeah, I mean, we've had those moments, but there are so many trades if you look back on today. The Mariners have an awesome starting pitcher. Trevor, do you remember his name? Kirby?
Wayne?
No, not Wayne. Is it Kirby who
Grant Kirby, I think his name is.
No, not him either. Shout out Grant though.
Shout out Grant.
I know I don't know, but the Mariners have a pitcher who was absolutely dirty.
Matt Brash?
Is it Brash?
Yeah, Matt Brash.
And we traded them?
George Kirby. They have a guy named George Kirby.
Okay, but I think it's Brash. That's right. I think it's Brash.
I mean, Brash is absolutely filthy, but he has like an 8 ERA.
Yeah, he hasn't been as good as the pitchers have been thrown. I mean, I'm just talking about overall guys who are just supporting major league teams, but he's one of those guys who I think is going to be good in the future. I'll put money on Matt Brash, like a futures bet. Like, hey, in 5 years, that guy's going to be really good in this league. He has the dominant stuff.
He kind of feels very similar. He throws a lot harder, but it's very similar, like Corey Kluber vibes. A lot of dirty shit, a lot of things that move. But Corey Kluber, I don't think ever threw like 95, 96, but Matt Brash does. And he has a fucking frisbee slider, which is insane sometimes. But yeah, former Padre.
Raking off of him.
No, yeah, he's not. I think right now, is control wise, he really only knows how to throw a fastball.
I mean, we're talking about the Mariners. They are way out of the division, and way out of playoffs at this point. Do we agree?
Absolutely.
I don't know.
Absolutely.
You saying you don't know, Trevor?
Absolutely, they're out. They're out.
Rangers and Angels way better than them. They're an 11.5 out right now.
They're only a series behind the Rangers. And the Rangers are only a series behind the Angels. It just takes 3 games.
They're like 8
They're
games.
out, though. They're out. No, they're out.
They're 11.5 behind Houston Astros.
The Mariners, they're in a toughy situation. They're in a tough one. And yeah, I think you can can the season. I think you can go ahead and can their season for them.
You're canning the season?
Yeah, because I really do think the Rangers are better than them because, goddamn, Simeon finally hit his first home run.
I was about to say that, dog. Simeon hit a grand slam. Finally was his first home run of the year.
He hit like 47, 46 last year. Insane drop off. Someone said it. Who was it? I think it was you, right, Bob? Or was it Roman?
It was one of us. We talked about.
Yeah, one of us.
He was your like drop off player of the year. Was
Marcus I think so. Hey, but 1 grand slam. That's how you started off, buddy.
Well, yeah, he's been hitting like 180. Now he's hitting 199. So
nice.
I'm hyped.
The
trade value going up.
Rangers are sitting right at 500. They're a game under, half a game, whatever, 24-25. But this division's more leaning towards Angels versus Astros,
which I love. I love that.
Absolutely.
I love that because Mike Trout hasn't been in the playoffs in 10 seasons.
Yeah, and the Angels have shown they really want to win. So I really think they're a trade deadline move away from being solid competitive.
Who's the perfect move for them, Trevor? What is the perfect move for the Angels to get over the bump? Because right now they're sitting 5.5 games out of first. That's a doozy at this point of the year.
I hate to say it, but they need to start contacting the Padres for some pitching. They need to start contacting the teams that have stacked pitching in the NL, because that's usually how it is. NL, AL trades. you rarely trade like same league, but teams that are stacked to pitching, they're literally one really good starter away, and it's going to be awfully tough to get someone from the Padres, in my opinion. I think we're holding on to a lot of our guys because injury problems, but
Who do you ship out of that roto though?
You want me to tell you who?
Sean Manaea, honestly.
Yes, Sean Manaea is the perfect answer for a trade for the Padres because one, we traded for him on a 1-year deal. At this point, it's going to be a half-a-year deal. Go get as much as you can from him because two, we have other guys to pay. Musgrove's a free agent. Mike Clevenger's a free agent.
Yep.
You, Darvish, and Blake Snell are free agents after this season. Like, there are so much more to worry about than a guy we traded for 1 year.
Yeah, and I mean,
I think he's a perfect guy to flip.
Or you can, I mean, Kyle Hendricks is not doing good, but he's a guy on the Cubs who will eat innings for you. He can get you to the 5th, 6th inning
I also
pretty much
think
every start.
He will be better once on a better team. I just truly mean that.
Yeah.
And the Angels, that's a good fit for him. Former manager might be able to like.
Yep. And he's not changing. Like, he's not gonna get any faster. His pitches are gonna be the exact same. But I think he's a great fit for them. He's on a terrible team who's rebuilding. Maybe he costs a little bit too much money for them, but you're in LA. You're gonna spend money. You have to. You got your little big brother up there spending $900 million a year.
All right, well, let's cap off this division. Astros. They're saying 5.5 games above them. I truly do not think the Astros are a better team on paper. But overall, this point of the year, 5.5 games. Angels are 3-7 over the last 10. Astros are 7-3. Won 4 in a row. Angels have lost 6 in a row. This division is starting to grow.
Well, there's your 6. Did you say they're down 6?
Yeah, 6 in a row. Angels have lost.
That's it right there. You lose 6, and then the other team wins 4. That's where you get that gap.
The big gap. Astros, are they contenders or pretenders?
I think they're absolutely contenders. Jordan Alvarez is freaking raking right now.
Yeah, I would say he's their MVP.
Holy moly.
On the offensive side.
He has 14 home runs, 31 RBIs.
Bregman hit 221.
Yeah.
6 home runs. That's not Alex Bregman at all.
See, without the trash can, Bregman has been an opposite player. I'll take that to the grave.
Jose Altuve has 10 bombs.
Yeah, Jose Altuve
10 bombs.
Not playing up to par, but still
player.
raking.
10 bombs,
6 offensively.
Yeah, 16 RBIs though. So he's hitting a lot of solo shots, which I mean, it's good obviously, but we're in a league where solo shots do mean nothing. They literally mean 0. You got to score at least 1 run to win every game.
Yep. Yeah, I would go contenders for sure.
I go contenders. I mean, Jeremy Pena, we didn't mention him, but for him taking over Correa's spot, he's been awesome. I know Bregman hasn't been the same type of guy, but they have a lot of guys stepping up. Chas McCormick, who the fuck is that guy?
Michael Brantley.
I mean, Michael Brantley is going to be productive every year he's in the league. Kyle Tucker, he's definitely fallen off a bit from last year, but still very productive.
We know what he can do. We have seen what he can do.
He's very productive. Yuli Gurriel, very productive in this lineup. You know, the major league average is sitting at a 235. So if you're doing right around that, you're productive to me because it's hard to score runs in this league right now, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and this is another cliche saying, but as the weather gets warmer, hopefully these balls start to go farther.
The month of May has been a lot better, the hitting standard, than it was a month before in April.
Yeah, I just want to see, I need to start seeing everything clicking for some of these teams, for just some of these players, just for their confidence wise. Oh, that ball went out when I hit that 2 months ago. That was a pop fly can of corn, you know?
Yeah, corn, I'll be fine.
All right. Well, let's move on from this division because we know Astros are at this point mighty fine.
I'll have them contenders because of
Yes.
Verlander. That's about it.
Verlander's been awesome. How my fantasy team? He had a bad start, fucking terrible start last week, but
And he's still a 2-2-3. Unreal.
all right. Well, I'm gonna hit the Central. We got the Twins. I'm gonna start up on top because everyone else is under 500. So I'm gonna start at the top.
Worst division in baseball.
Worst division in baseball overall.
Absolutely.
And Minnesota's has a nice 5-game lead.
Surprising.
And they, I mean, yeah, they've been playing a pretty good ball. They're 30-22. And by far the worst division.
Which that bodes well for them down the stretch.
Yeah, and I mean in the NL, if you put those numbers against, they're second place in our division, but they're like fourth best team in the NL. So this Minnesota team is not as good as everyone thinks. I'm gonna put that plain out and simple. Byron Buxton, yeah, everyone fucking when he hits a homer, he's batting a 204. Yeah, and only 36 games, but a 204, dog. It seems like every time he hits a bomb, the entire league fucking loves this dude. 2-time prospect of the year, fucking Byron Buxton. He's in a 204, dog. Chill.
Chill.
Yeah, 11 bombs. Nice. You turned into Gary 2 years ago.
But you have Gold Glove outfield.
Yeah, but if he's not going to play all the time, Gold Glove outfield don't matter to me.
Yeah,
I mean, I can't shit on this team entirely because their rookie, Royce Lewis, been awesome. I know he got hurt the other night, but awesome. Then you got Trevor Larnach, another young dude they got playing every day. Awesome. Luis Arias, guy plays everywhere, any day of the week.
Batting 351.
351 and 150 at bats.
And he's eligible too. He's eligible.
Yeah, 150 at bats. That's
Max Kepler,
game.
big year for him. 260.
Kepler, that's another good year. I'll take 260, 25 RBIs, 40 hits. I'll take that.
Gary
Sanchez,
this team has some more dingers.
Carlos Correa has been hurt, but he's been pretty good. Gary Sanchez batting a 229 and 144 at bats. That's pretty good for Gary.
Not bad.
Even for a catcher, like
for a
position
catcher
he's at.
in this league, that's good. So this team is better than their wins and losses. Yes.
Oh my
Starting
God,
pitching can do a little better.
Better than their division, but yes, there's holes. You know?
Where's Miguel Sano? Is he hurt or is he in AAA?
He's played in 17 games, 54 at bats, batting a 0.93 with 1 homer.
He hit 30 home runs last year. He hit 30.
9 walks to 21 strikeouts.
He has the same amount of home runs as Arias.
Manny Machado has 1,000 OPS. Miguel Sano has a 379.
Is that good?
The opposite of good. I like this Twins team more than the average bear and more than I thought I did when we first targeted this team. I'm going to say this team is a contender just because of the veteran presence on this team. I think it's a contender all the way around. Pitching, they have some vets on that side.
Yeah.
They also have some young guys. Joe Ryan, a fucking stud.
Yes, very good.
Might be rookie of the year in the AL. We might have double deuce pitchers, rookie of the years.
Yeah, we might.
Joe Ryan, Mackenzie Gore, double deuce. You know,
Might happen.
It might happen. And then you have guys like Royce Lewis. He's only played in 40 at bats, 12 games, but at a 300.
Team's definitely contenders as of right now.
I'll say contenders, yeah, just because they're at the top of their division, but I think the veteran presence, Carlos Correa, helping this team succeed.
Hopefully they can keep it going.
You know, Gio Urshela's batting a 268, 270. I know that man is fighting every at bat, 153 of them. That fool is dueling. And that's a low key name they have that you could hide in the middle of that lineup that bangs.
Yeah. I'm going to say they're contenders too, just because I think it's a lot harder to lose your lead than it is for other teams to gain divisions.
Facts.
Like for the White Sox to gain 5 games back on you throughout the whole year, it literally might take
the next
them,
thing I want to talk about. So
it might take them the rest of the year to get 5 games back on the Twins.
Especially with their injury problem. The White Sox are dealing with a huge injury problem. It's affecting their lineup every single day. Eloy Jimenez, one of their best hitters overall, is at 36 at-bats this year. Like, what, dude?
And not good.
Not good. I mean, one of their best players. Yasmani Grandal, one of their best hitters on base guys last year, 163. Yohan Moncada. Trevor, you released this guy in fantasy, Yohan Moncada. He's about a 131.
Oh, thank God. Great release. Great drop. Great drop.
He's been absolutely horrible, and he was one of their best batters last year.
Yes.
AJ Pollock, my fall-off candidate of the year. They traded Craig fucking Kimbrell for him. It's been a 226.
Did hit a walk-off bomb off Chapman, though.
Yep. Probably got a 1 WAR. 1.0. But the other guys, like, I mean, Luis Robert, Luba, been good. Andrew Vaughn been very good in limited at-bats.
Tim Anderson, really
Tim
good.
Anderson been very good, but just announced he's headed to the DL, IL, whatever you want to call it. He's injured.
Who's their shortstop now?
Who knows? You're going to rock Jake Burger out there? Josh Harrison? Yohan Moncada?
Yeah, for real.
Those are the options. Larry Garcia? Maybe.
Where is Giolito? I don't see him on the ERA.
Giolito, he's been hurt. Not that good. He's pitched more than I thought he would because I think he's more hurt than he is. But he hasn't been that good. You know, we haven't seen one of my favorite pitchers in the entire league, Lance Lynn, all year.
Yeah, that's going to be a big boost. He just threw rehab start on Sunday.
That's a huge boost for this team because they had Vince Velasquez pitching every 5 days.
Holy fuck.
Remember him last year? Padres saw him the last month of the year.
And they just released Keuchel.
Just released Keuchel. They have Vince Velasquez pitching more than they do Keuchel. Vince Velasquez, Padre fans, if you remember, he pitched the last month of last year. Imagine him pitching the second fucking month of the year. You're kidding.
And the White Sox are in the similar position as Padres would be.
Yes. And the White Sox closer has not been that good to trade Kimbrell. Liam Hendricks, I've seen like 3 walk-off homers hit off of him.
This year? Damn.
Yeah.
This year.
That's crazy.
Still's got 14 saves.
I think it's 2 or 3. Yeah.
He's 14 for 17.
Yeah.
So I would make sense. 3 walk-off homers.
I just do not think this team is that good. I don't like Tony La Russa. We talked about this last year. When is it going to be a problem? It might not be a problem at first. Well, they're good when they're healthy. When they got to make moves. What are we doing?
For the White Sox to be good, they just need all their guys clicking at the same time because they're not good enough to have their supporting cast be their superstars.
I'm officially going to say this is a pretender. I know I picked them for the playoffs before the fucking year.
Pretenders, buddy.
I'm going to say pretender. I'm going to say the injuries have already defeated the mass.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna say I don't think Lance is gonna be the same. I'm gonna say officially pretending.
I can't yet because they're in the worst division in baseball. They can get a lot of bullshit wins against the fucking Royals, against forgot who else, the Tigers.
Detroit, who we all thought was gonna be good, and Cleveland, I didn't think was gonna be that good, but they're sitting right around 500.
Yeah, but what's shocking to me is the run differential for the White Sox is -50. So when they lose, they get blown out. That's shocking to me.
It's not good. I mean, run differential means a lot, man. I mean, if you look in the prior seasons, run differential is huge in this league.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, how much can your pitching control and your offense take over in those games?
True.
You know, I mean, next year we're going to see a lot more where run differential means probably the most in MLB, because we're going to see every team wants a series.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
That's going to be
nice.
I think that's the best thing that has happened to baseball in a long time that no one's talking about.
Yeah.
For the Padres to see the Yankees, the Red Sox, the Rays, those teams every year is going to be fun, man.
Put us to the test.
Yeah, and hopefully
Best
it will.
Best. Are the Dodgers and Giants actually 110 win teams, or are they 90 win teams?
Facts.
Yeah.
You know, they played the
That's
fucking Diamondbacks and the Rockies 40 times, it felt like. And they were good, but
that's what I was gonna say. It's gonna balance out standings and stuff.
Especially with this DH. I like it a lot. I like the move that baseball's going. I like the transition.
I would love for them to get the damn second, the runner, pinch runner, 10 in the extra inning rules.
I think it's gone next year. I think it's gone
out.
Yeah, they brought it back at abruptly this year. I think it needs tweaking if it's coming back full time. I think this is my two options, MLB, that I'm presenting you. One, if we're gonna keep a runner at second base, why not be a player that has not been entered into the game? So, i.e., position player, a pitcher. I'd rather vote to see a pitcher on second.
Yeah.
I want a gumpy dude on second. It's to see if him get thrown out and the funny aspects, and then you're not getting best on. But I'm not getting the fastest dude in the league to just pinch hit instantly.
Yeah.
Why not just put him on first? Why not put him on first? Help both teams out.
My second option, Roman. Ding, ding, ding. You hit it on the head.
Yeah.
Start these guys at first, because pitchers usually are not caring about walks as much anymore. Letting the guy go to first. I'd rather intentionally walk that guy instead of giving up a homer and try to get the next guy in a double play. The guy at first, you're giving a free pass. Yeah, it moves along the game. You're starting with a guy on first, but then you set up a much more defensive inning.
Exactly.
Defense has a chance because one hit, a guy on second with decent speed scores. Period.
Yes.
Unless you're Ozakar.
Who was dogging.
Oh, no.
No. Here's my C. This is my C option. This is a last resort. Don't think it will ever happen, but I think it would be pretty electric. Put guy on second, but 2 outs in the inning. Every inning, 2 outs.
Not mad at that.
I can't see it happening, but I think it would be electric.
I agree, but I disagree. Same time.
I think that would be fun to watch.
I like it. These are all great ideas that we should present towards MLB and the staff, commission, and crew.
I just trademarked that. So if they do accept it, we'll get paid.
Perfect.
Good thing we got you on this team. All right, let's go back. We started off with the NL East. Let's finish with the NL East. We talked about the Rays, contenders, pretenders. Toronto is in second, a half a game in front of the Rays, and then the Yankees. And I mean, Red Sox are very bad, but
you don't even need to talk about them.
All right, let's go.
Pretenders.
Toronto Blue Jays.
Gotta be contenders. Gotta be.
Explain that to me.
They're 8 games.
Like you said, they got juiced balls. Only team with the juiced balls. Everybody's hitting on this team.
They're 9 games over 500, and their best player has been very average this year.
Yeah, and I wanted to say that. I mean, they've won the most games in a row. They're 7-game win streak. They're 8-2 in the last 10. And Vladimir Guerrero Jr. has not been the best player in the league like he was last year. This team is rolling.
Barely batting the 253.
Without their best player being the best player.
Yeah. And they lose 46 home run Marcus Semien, which we thought was going to be a big hit for them. But they have.
But I mean, George Springer has played in a lot more games already than he did at this point last year.
Yeah.
So George Springer, he's batting at 277, but 26 RBIs, 9 homers in the leadoff spot, 9 doubles, 46 hits. He's been on a roll.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I don't think this Toronto team is as good without him.
That's who it is. Espinal. That's who whatchamacallit's replacement was.
Yeah, Santiago Espinal.
Bo Bichette not even playing his best ball either. I mean, this team has not even reached his full stride, and they're barely 5 games out.
Will it, though, is the thing. We're 2 months into this season now.
You're right.
Will Toronto kick it up 2 notches? Because they're 5 games out. The Yankees have been playing 500 baseball the last 10.
Yes.
And they only have 15 losses still. Yeah, they're finally, like I talked about last podcast, they're finally getting into a harder part of their schedule. They're going to see the Rays more. I mean, they saw the Orioles fucking 13 times in the first 2 months.
Yeah, and honestly, I think the Jays pitching staff with Alek Manoah absolutely shoving Kevin Gausman.
Manoah and Kevin Gausman have been fucking unreal. I was dead wrong on Gausman.
Yeah. Yeah,
like,
you were
dead wrong.
He's been really good. He's been better than even what I expected. And I thought he was going to be better than what you thought. And he's been better than that. Alek Manoah has been next level good. He's a 1.77 ERA. I think he's 6-1.
I love Manoah's just presence on the mound. I had him in fantasy last year, and I would kick into his start.
He's 5-1. I have him fantasy this year in both leagues. I love him.
He's a stud. The attitude, like, he fits the Blue Jays former mentality. When they had Donaldson and they had all these guys, fucking Encarnacion, and they just had all these thumpers.
Batista.
But yeah, Jose Batista before he got fucked on the mouth.
And just to say how good Vladdy Jr. can be, let's not forget earlier in the year, he hit 3 home runs off Garrett Cole, who is AL Cy Young. He makes the most money as a pitcher. He's the Yankees' golden boy. He hit 3
bombs off of him.
And he has 10 on the year. So he has 30% of his home runs are against one winner in one game.
Yeah, and I think right around the All-Star break, we should do a podcast about the free agency signings and look back at their numbers, because I wanted to do it earlier, but there were some guys it wasn't a fair shot, like Simeon and such other. But Matt Chapman was traded to the Blue Jays earlier this season, before the season started. He's batting a 204, 6 bombs, 20 RBIs. But is this anywhere what they thought they were going to get from Matt Chapman?
Yes.
Matt, you think this is what they thought they were going to get? Matt Chapman was in MVP talks. Seemed like every year he was an A for like a full season.
This guy's from Victorville? The hell?
Barely batting a 204.
I mean, I guess I just figured Matt Chapman was better than he was. I'm looking back.
I mean, last year he hit 210, 27 home runs. That's what I was expecting he would be in Toronto. This year he's at 204, 6 home runs. He's about on that pace, honestly. The same kind of pace.
I mean, I think a little worse, but I mean, it just goes with age. He's not going to be the same exact player.
Well, I mean, in the division is 5 times better than the ALS.
Yes,
last year.
True. But I mean, yes, it's all around. This Blue Jays lineup is not hitting the same it did last year, and baseballs are not the same they were last year. Lourdes Gurriel, not the player he was last year. He's been 242 with a 659 OPS plus.
And Danny Jansen, they're getting a lot of home run production out of him, and he 283, 7 bombs.
He hasn't even played 50 at bats this year. That's the crazy thing is he's been one of their top performers, and so is Alejandro Kirk. Like they have 2 great catchers over there.
Adrian Preller on the phone with the Blue Jays. We need one of those guys, please.
I mean, I would love it, but
you maybe even Zach Collins. Don't care. We need one of them. They have 3 catchers with combined 16 home runs or 13 home runs.
I mean, Heineman too. Have you looked at Heineman's numbers? They're like
got
4th string catcher and a 267, and
where's Teoscar Hernandez? He's in 200, 2 bombs.
Yeah, there's some guys who are not hitting what we thought. Bradley Zimmer, they traded for from the Guardians. Kevin Biggio, who is a big prospect. I mean, his father is a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, the Blue Jays love their sons.
Yeah, Vladdy Jr. You have Bo Bichette.
That's 2 Hall of Fame dads. Craig Biggio, 3 Hall of Fame dads.
Yes.
I'm sure they got pitchers.
I mean, this team loves it, and it's just not. It's not kicking the way. The ball's not bouncing the same way it did last year, Trevor. Let's just say that.
Another former Padre alert, Adam Simber.
Killing it, shoving.
I'm glad you brought him up. He's been great for them out of the pen.
Has like 6 saves or something like that.
He's a 2 ERA. That's outstanding. He's never done that in his whole career.
All right, well, let's move on to the best record in baseball. Contender or pretender, the New York Yankees.
The Monstars.
Best team in baseball.
Salt and the SWAT.
The big boys.
The Bronx Bombers are back. Back and better than ever. The Yankees team, I tried to shit on them last week, predicting a little bit ahead.
No
shot. 5-5 over the last 10. But there's still 15 losses in the loss column. Next best is Houston with only 18, but holy shit.
Garrett Cole has the worst ERA on this team staff as of this moment. I just want to know, do you guys see Nestor Cortez maybe falling off? Like, holy shit.
I do predict a little bit of a fall off. I don't see how much longer the MLB will allow him to do his funky leg kicks and such. Like there's guys in the past that they end up getting stricken on, and the MLB gets tighter on the rules.
The rule is so weird because you can do anything.
It's supposed to repeat though. It's supposed to be
every single time.
When you're in the stretch, in the lineup, you can do whatever the hell you want. That's why you see guys taking 9 seconds.
It's still supposed to be replicated though. It's not supposed to be a new move every time. It's supposed to be a part of your repertoire per se.
And he's doing something different every time. It feels like,
and it's not every time.
But I think that's part of the rule where if you do something every time new, they don't know what's your normal thing,
Yeah,
that's what
it is that it can't be every time. He's not doing this every time is the thing. Nestor Cortez is doing this to the high profile batters, so this gets broadcasted worldwide, and all of a sudden Nestor Cortez is the best Yankees pitcher in the last decade. Like that's all of a sudden where this got to. But Nestor's been very good. He's confused batters. He's been very good. I do see him falling off just because he throws 90 poo.
Yeah,
that's the reason why I see him falling off is because
puts it in the right
Cueto
place.
Was good for a while, but then once you see him like 4 times a year, that 90 poo don't move.
I mean, hitting is all about timing, and what he does very well is throw off the timing So makes sense why he's at a 1.7 ERA, 4-1. He's on the best team in baseball. And they're also getting fantastic production from Jameson Taillon.
This pitching staff has been very well. Very well. But I think it's the lineup. Aaron Judge,
Absolutely,
the AL
it's the
MVP.
lineup.
Flat out, as of June 1st, 2022, Aaron Judge is the AL MVP. Batting at 300. 21 walks to 53 strikeouts. That's his worst rate about him. But he has 54 hits, more hits than strikeouts, 18 homers, 38 RBIs, over 1,000 OPS, 1,028. It's awesome.
What more could you ask from somebody?
This kid,
I love it. And I love it. That's what I love most about it is he said they offered him 300 million plus, and he said, "Fuck
Not a
you.
shot. I'm gonna do my best for you. My last year.
I'm buying it myself.
I'm out.
I'm proving it. And he's gonna be worth it. He's going to do his age 31 season. He is gonna be worth whatever dollar he gets, whoever it's from. If it's from San Francisco, if it's from the New York Yankees.
I'm hearing Angels because he is a Fullerton product.
I mean,
you didn't know.
It's everywhere in the goose's ass. Like it's fucking
goose, yeah.
Every team is on this guy.
Oh, my bad. Fresno State. Sorry.
Okay, there you go. Correct yourself.
Sorry.
But there's a lot of guys doing very good on this team.
Giancarlo Stanton's not too far behind him.
Anthony Rizzo had one good month, and seems like he hasn't got a hit this whole month.
Yes, I agree, but 11 homers and
he had 10 in April. Didn't he have 10 in April?
Yeah, something like that.
And we're in June now.
Off hot, very hot. But yeah, this Yankees team only has 15 losses, and that lineup isn't even like scorching hot. They just signed Matt Carpenter to fill in every day. He has 2 homers.
Yeah, I saw him at a bomb the other day.
2 fucking homers already.
Josh Donaldson finally coming around his last 30 games in 250, 5 bombs. DJ LeMahieu, is he back from injury?
Labor has found the power source that he didn't last year. I think at this point he has as much or more than he did last year.
You know who sucks still? Joey Gallo.
Yes.
Gallo.
Sucks.
He's batting a 179.
And that's a name who is linked to the Padres always because AJ Preller sucks the Rangers' dick. And he's an ex-Ranger, and I really don't want him. I feel like he would help the Padres, but I don't want 179, 5 home runs. I can get that from any major league caliber player. Anybody.
Profar right now.
Facts.
Christian's right behind him, like a 169, like 3 homers.
Yeah, like I really don't want that. I don't want that, and I don't think I think his cap is 200 average and maybe 35 home runs, 40.
Yeah, he's batting a 179, but his average probably over his career is probably like a 203.
204.
So just 204 is his career. So, wow, my brain's unreal. But Joey Gallo is sitting, the ball's changed. The major league average is fluxed down. That's just probably what he averages out to, really.
And he's in the Little League Stadium, too, that we all love to call. And he's still trash. 123 at bats.
This guy has 7 RBIs and 123 at bats. I would give him a nobody for him. There's no way I'm trading anyone worth value for Joey Gallo at this point.
No. I would do the same Luke Voit trade we did.
Do we flop him? Hey, here's Voit. Give me Gallo.
No.
No, you're bought in on Voit?
Yes.
After the homer today.
You're bought in today after the single run home run that didn't even fucking matter.
The last week, I feel like he's the only one that's put the ball over the fence.
Not the last week. He's the only one who's hit the ball. It feels like he has a couple base hits, couple hits. I don't know. All right. Well, I feel like we hit every team that is a contender or pretender I mean, we could mention the Red Sox in this podcast, but I just don't think
Contenders.
they're even thought of a contender at this point. Maybe the next one.
I mean, they need is a 5-game series sweep one more time. Like they have to win 10 games in a row basically to become contenders.
They need to go 9-1, and I'll put them in a contenders.
Which that is so fucking hard in any stretch of 10 games.
Yep. All right, guys. There's nothing wrong with being average. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Check us out on all of our platforms. I got 2 tickets for free. Just make sure you enter on our Instagram, on our Twitter, and on our Facebook. You can enter. Make sure you are subscribed. That is literally the number one thing.
Subscribe.
Subscribe.
Yep.
Hey, nothing wrong with being average.
Shout out Jose Ramirez.
Hey, happy birthday, Bob. One more time.
Happy birthday to you.